Hello everybody, welcome back to the Matura Express. My name is Timna from the English team, and today we're going to talk about sports and recreation. Okay, so as I said, today we're going to have a practice exam with my colleague Katrin. And also at the beginning of this stream, we're going to talk about oral exam strategies and what to do when you've got problems during your exam. So let's look right into that. Here, yeah, exactly, perfect. There we are. So, oral exam strategies, how to deal with difficulties during your exam. When you are doing your English maturity exam, you will probably be quite nervous. Maybe you don't really know what you're expecting. And yeah, generally can be quite a nerve-wracking thing, but actually it's not so bad. Some tips that you can think of while you're doing your exam, obviously, you should stay calm. It's not the end of the world, it's just an exam and you can easily do it. It's fine, don't worry about it. While you're preparing, try to prepare only key words in your preparation time, not whole sentences, because obviously then during your exam you will have less problems looking at your notes and thinking about them or getting lost in your notes. Of course, try to remember a list of useful vocabulary during preparation time. So when you've read your text and read your exam task, try to think about vocabulary that you know about the topic you're going to talk about, that you can use, that maybe might impress the examiners or the examination board. You can write them down on your sheet of paper, and then just use them. And also it's really important to use vocabulary and structures that you're comfortable with. So don't try to use some weird vocabulary, some weird structure that you don't really know. You've heard it somewhere, but you don't really know how to use it, what it's used for, what context. So just try and remember the good vocabulary that you know and that you're comfortable with and that you know how to use. What if you forgot what you wanted to say during your exam? That's really no problem. That happens. It's normal life. It happens. Just tell your examiner, hey, I forgot what I was saying. Is it okay if I start again? Yeah, sure, that's totally fine. Okay, start my sentence again, calmly, don't stress. Yeah. What if you don't understand a question? Basically, it's the same thing. Just ask your examiner to rephrase it, so to say it in a different way, or to explain what he or she means. It's normal to not understand a question or just to kind of be stuck in that certain phrasing that they're using. That's really nothing to be worried about or nothing that can be graded wrong or badly. What if you get stage fright? So what if you're really nervous, if you don't know what to say, if you just get really nervous? Take a deep breath, basically, just like you do before any presentation or exam. And remember that your examiner and the examination board only want to help you. They don't want you to fail the exam, they want you to pass, obviously, and they're there to help you and to guide you through. It's fine if you don't know a word or if you say something wrong, just remember or realize that and correct yourself. There's really not much to say. The basic topic of that is just stay calm and it'll be fine. So, the topic of our exam today is sports and recreation. So now I will go through the exam with you and read the text with you, and then my colleague and I will demonstrate the exam to you so that you can see how this could look like in the real thing, basically. So, the oral exam, sports and recreation. You have an introduction here, which says you will be asked some questions about your career, future plans, etc. Task 1, the importance of sports in our lives. So this task 1 is obviously a role play and you're speaking alone, so it's monologue, about 3 to 4 minutes. The situation is you work as a personal trainer and you have been asked to hold a presentation for secondary school students, which are the examiners, about the importance of sport in our lives. Your task is to give a brief introductory talk to your audience about sport and recreation. Talk about the changing role of sport in our modern world, common active and spectator sports, so sports that you watch or that you actually do yourself. And the best sports for recreation, so what sport do you do yourself for relaxing, for regenerating. Now, once you've completed your task 1, once you've held this little talk, you will then move on to task 2, which is the dialogue. So you will then talk or discuss with your examiner. And it says here, after your presentation, you open up the discussion to questions from your listeners about the importance of sport in our lives. Use the information from the attached text, what is the importance of sport in our lives, see below, as well as your own ideas during the conversation. So basically it just discuss a little bit with the examiners and basically ask them questions, answer questions, and try to have it really be a two-way thing. So not just you talking and not just them talking. And after that, it says here, after the role play, take an active part in a short discussion about the topic sports and recreation with your examiners. They're going to ask you some questions and you should ask them questions too. So that's then after your exam, when you're finished. The examiners, the examination board will ask you some questions and you'll answer them and just really calmly and basically talking about your own opinions. Now here you have some pictures to give you some ideas, some inspiration maybe about some different types of sports that you can do. Think about what kind of sports you like to play. And then at the bottom we have our input text, which is about what is the importance of sports in our lives. I'd say we just read this text through so that you have a bit of an understanding of what it is about and what Katrin is going to talk about soon. Okay. So in 2012, the US Department of Health and Human Services reported that sports participation records in the United States had reached record levels. During the 2010 to 2011 academic year, 55% of all high school students participated in sports. Sports can positively impact both children and adults, providing opportunities to get exercise and spend time with peers in a healthy environment. Playing sports can make you stronger and healthier, contributing to lower obesity rates, according to the US Department of Health and Human Services. Athletes tend to have lower body mass indexes, but non-athlete participants will still benefit from developing muscles and burning calories. Active people tend to have lower rates of diabetes and high blood pressure. Exercising regularly through sports programs could contribute to better heart and lung function. Learning to play sports as a child might carry over into being a more active adult. According to Sports and Development, sportsanddevelopment.org. Psych Central states that some sports tend to have a more lasting impact from childhood into adulthood. Soccer, baseball, and hockey, for example. In sports such as gymnastics or diving, athletes tend to peak while still young and not participate as adults. The US Department of Health and Human Services reports children who play sports are less likely to use drugs and smoke. Female athletes might also be less likely to become pregnant in high school. For children, playing sports can help develop friendships centered on healthy, safe and enjoyable activities. Adults who play sports also have the opportunity to develop friendships centered around an active lifestyle. Team practice and competitions provide socializing options that are healthier and more active compared with regular sessions of other more sedentary activities. Sports can particularly benefit low-income individuals who might not have the money or resources to socialize outside of playing sports, according to Child Fund International. People who play sports tend to perform better at school, the US Department of Health and Human Services reports. Student athletes earn higher grades and earn higher test scores on standardized tests. They also have lower dropout rates and a better chance of getting into college. Sports also play the important role of imparting character values, according to sportanddevelopment.org. Playing sports can help teach honesty, of course. Playing sports can help teach honesty, teamwork, and fair play. Learning to follow rules and respecting teammates and opponents can also be useful. Experiencing the role of a graceful winner and loser teaches people about being humble, and competition in general can teach individuals about self-respect, confidence, and managing stress. Taking on leading roles within your team can also teach leadership, according to the Palo Alto Medical Foundation. So, as you can see, this text is really generally about what sports can do to benefit our lives. There's a lot of different aspects in there which you can draw inspiration from. So now I would like to introduce you to my colleague, Katrin. Hello, hi,
Hey.
This is Katrin. Who will be my examined student today. So, Katrin, are you ready?
I think I am, yes.
Perfect. So, why don't you start by introducing yourself or telling us what you're talking about today?
Okay, my name is Katrin.
Hello.
Hello. And today I will be talking about sports and recreation and benefits of it, and why you should do sports, watch sports, and think positively about it.
Perfect. Very nice. Thank
Good.
you. So why don't we just get right into task one?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen your situation, right?
Yes, I have.
Do you want to hear it again? Or
Sure, let's hear
yeah,
it again.
of course. Okay, so you work as a personal trainer and have been asked to hold a presentation for secondary school students about the importance of sport in our lives. What you should do now is give a brief introductory talk to your audience about sport and recreation. Talk about the changing role of sport in our modern world, common active and spectator sports, and the best sports for recreation. So whenever you're ready.
Okay, so hello, my name is Katrin. I'm a personal trainer and I have been for several years. And today I would like to talk about my career and the history of modern sports in our society and the benefits about some active and spectator sports, and also the recreation part of sports. So let me begin with talking about the change that sports have undergone in the last couple of years, with all the awareness that has come along, especially among young people and also older people. Sport has a different role nowadays, so people tend to watch out for their bodies, and they want to keep fit, they want to stay healthy, they want to look good, they want to prevent certain injuries or diseases, so they look into sports, and that's when my job comes in. So I have different clients that want to, as I said, prevent maybe diabetes, or they want to prevent obesity. So they come in, and we start making out a plan for them. So this has kind of changed, where sometimes you have the perception that before personal trainers only trained with like the rich ones, or the ones like the muscle guys from Muscle Beach. That has really changed. So the clients are from a wider range of ages, of jobs, yes, that kind of stuff. So probably the first contact when you come, the first contact with sports is probably when you start with your dad watching football on TV, or you go along with friends and you watch people playing basketball on the court. So that, yes, that maybe kind of leads you into doing sports yourself, because you like watching it, you like being a spectator, but then you get so frantic about it that you want to start doing sports yourself. So probably all kind of like the big ball games like soccer, American football, I don't know if you call the ice hockey puck a ball, but probably not. Sports like that really get people into also being active, and that is a good thing, and that gives us new opportunities. But also the part of recreation is really a benefit of modern times, because people, as I said in the introduction, when they are aware of their body and of their health, they start to think of how can I get well again, how can I stay well, and so they look for recreation spaces in their busy work schedule, in their busy school schedule. And the best sport for recreation is really a sport where you personally get the most out of it. So if you really want to have time for yourself, for instance, you're a more calm down person, maybe you get into yoga or into Pilates. But if you are more the adventurous guy, then go out, go hiking, go e-biking, or scuba diving when you have the chance. So just it's important that you get the most out of it for yourself, for your inner level of balance, and that's probably the best thing you can do for recreation. And that's also where my part as a personal trainer comes in, where I can help you find a way of getting the most of your recreation time. Yes.
Perfect.
Any questions to that?
That sounds really interesting. I really like listening to that. Thank you. I found the part of the recreational sports very interesting. I thought about what I would do. I'm not sure which sport I'm interested in, especially, but yeah. Thank you very much for your speech, for your presentation. Very good. So now should we move on to our task 2, which would now be our discussion. So from what we talked about, we know that, or from what you talked about, we know that sport has a very important role in our lives. What kind of sports do you actually like to do?
Well, I kind of like more the rough team sports.
Really?
I've been playing handball for nearly all my life.
Really?
And that is a good part for recreation for myself. I mean, I get bruises and stuff, but
that's just part of it.
Part of
Okay,
it.
yeah.
But I like the thing, or I like most of it is that I can get my head cleared. I can stop thinking about problems at work or at home or whatever. So that is really my recreation time. It's like 60 minutes a weekend when you have a game or practice, and it's really structured, and you have a team sport, and I like that part, that you're not on your own, but that you have like this group feeling, that you cry together, you be happy together, and stuff like that.
Wow.
And I think that is good for recreation, recreating myself.
Sounds good.
Yes.
So you've also been competing?
Yes.
Oh, really? Really? Did you win any important, or did you? No, nothing.
No. Just a tournament here and there, but not like big stuff.
Okay,
so. But,
interesting.
Yes, and I think also the competing part is or was always important for me, because then you give that extra 10% that you would maybe normally not give. So yes, I think it's a really different recreation from doing yoga or
it's different.
Yeah, just doing meditation or taking a walk. Yes, but that's it for me.
That's it for you.
Yes.
Wow, yeah, interesting. And so do you also like to go to the gym, or do you feel like that's not really something for you?
I hate going to the gym actually, because then I'm on my own.
Okay.
And then like nobody pushes me. But if I'm in a team, I do that extra mile, or I do that extra push-up. Well, I can't do pull-ups. But do the extra pull-up. Yes. But I will not do that if I'm on my own in a gym and just it's not for me.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm really the opposite, I feel like. I don't really do good in teams, I think. Yeah. I'm more of a kind of lone ranger, as you could say.
Okay.
I actually started going to the gym recently.
Yes.
And I quite like it. I mean, I'm really not very good at it right now, but I'm getting better, and I quite like having time to myself and not feeling like anybody's watching me do something or kind of laughing at me or something like that. So that's.
But does that work out in a gym? Like that you have the feeling that nobody's watching you?
Yeah, because really everybody is just focused on their own thing. Like if you go in the first time, you feel like, okay, everybody's gonna watch me, but really they're not watching you. Like they're watching themselves in the mirror or something like that. So I feel like I really like it. I've also tried yoga. I really like that. So I feel like we're basically the opposite.
Yes, but that's
you could say.
Interesting.
That's very interesting. Yeah, that everybody has a different kind of sport that they want to do.
You can't say that the one thing is better for recreation than the other.
No, not really. It just depends on the person. Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, that was a very nice conversation.
Yes,
thank you very much. Thank you. So I would say we have finished our exam.
Okay.
Perfect. I will maybe just say a few things of what I thought of Katrin's exam. I felt like it was very good. She really jumped into her role as a personal trainer. She really let us believe that she could do that, and that she had the professional knowledge. And she talked very interestingly, so that everyone could pay attention and not fall asleep, basically. She used very good vocabulary, and she also talked about everything that was included in the task. So as you can see, that's something, or that's an example of how an oral exam could go. Maybe if you want to try and read the text at home again, you can just go back in the video and read the text and try to take some notes, maybe try to do an exam with your friend yourself. And until that, we're going to see you again next Monday. And I hope you will be there. Thank you and goodbye.